Immediately after the Galatasaray game, when Liverpool won 4-0, I said to everyone that the only way I'm going to be convinced, the only way I'm going to be happy is if we can give the same intensity as we gave in the first game. And today we didn't see it. Everything looked sloppy, nobody looked sharp, everybody looked tired. It was just not a good performance altogether. And the fact that we're 2-1 down, I was looking at it and I genuinely thought that the players did not realize they were 2-1 down. There was no good chance, and Brighton looked like the better team throughout the game. So, of course, they deserve to beat Liverpool. But I'm just thinking to myself, 10 league losses, 10 losses in the league in 31 games, 14 wins from 31 games. That's a 45% winning record this season. The champions of England. The performances are not great, and I just don't see the signs of hope. It's like they turn up today and they forget to turn up tomorrow. Where's the consistency? These players are better than this. These players are much better than this. And I know that if there's a spark, I know that if they play to their best of their abilities, things will be better. But there's no intensity. Who's running? Who's making those runs? Who's making the right passes? Who's getting the right finishes? And generally speaking, I'm saying it now, and I know it still sounds like it might be crazy, but this coach might be the problem. And I think right now, if you just get rid of him now and get someone else who has, who's just going to bring the energy back into this team, maybe, just maybe, we could salvage this season, because top four is looking like it's not possible anymore. 7 games to go and we're still losing games. Still losing games. The last 3, we've not won a single game in the league. I don't know what to do again. I don't even have the energy to be angry, because it happens all over and all over again. Like, it keeps happening. And what is changing? I expected that it would not be the same as the Galatasaray game, and that's exactly what happened today. Where was the energy? Where was the intensity? I didn't see it. And there were just too many mistakes. We were just ball watching for most of the game. The 2 goals were just poor defending, sloppy defending. Honestly, like I've said it before and I'll keep saying it again. So I'm just going to talk about how this game went in terms of the things I observed. Our defense was still. And when I say still, they were not moving. They were not moving. The first goal that Brighton scored, it was just poor defending. Once again, poor defending. The first guy got a header. He won the first header, and they won the second header with Welbeck getting that goal. And nobody was marking. The person who assisted, nobody was marking. The person who scored, nobody was marking. So what's going on in the defense? Like, it's literally your job to be marking. And the thing is, this happened over and over again during this game. There were chances that came, and they were just not able to convert. Brighton had some good chances, but couldn't convert. They had a lot of chances that they had, and they just couldn't get it into the net, despite the fact that they got chances over and over again. That 6-yard box felt like everybody was just having free space to move. There was just so much time and energy. There was so much time for everybody to just get the ball and get a header. Our marking was poor today. I don't really understand what was happening. And the craziest thing is, in spite of all of this, I just wonder where the energy levels are. Where's the concentration? I don't see it. The fact that in this season, we've been outrun 26 times in 31 games is enough for you to know. And that's 26 from 30. This was the 31st game, and I believe that Brighton outran us today. So that's probably 27 games from 31 that Liverpool have been outrun by the opponents in the league. What's happening? Yes, you have to be considerate of the fact that the Champions League was on Wednesday night, and then the players are back playing on Saturday afternoon. So they've just had 2 days. One day is obviously going to be for rest, and the other one is probably just to train a bit. So the physicality and the intensity would obviously reduce. But that's where the question now lies. Why did the coach only change the players that were injured? I don't think he trusts the rest of his team. Why didn't he start Rio? Rio looked like the only sign of hope for Liverpool in this game when he came on, and he played like 30 minutes. And every time he got the ball, he was able to get past his man or get a cross in, or at least try to get a cross in. But, he didn't start the game. I know it was unfortunate to have an injury blow. Ekitike got injured in the first 6 minutes. Like, he had to go off, and apparently it's a bruised leg. So it was just something he couldn't run off. He tried, but he couldn't run off. And I think that was a big blow, and we had to go and change our plans for the game. So, I wouldn't be too critical of Slot. I'm still critical of Slot. I still don't think he knows what he's doing. I don't think he knows how to figure it out, especially in the league. So, Ekitike's injury was just not good. But another thing I noticed going forward was that every time Frimpong got the ball, and he was going forward, it looked like all his decision making was just not there. It's like he would have two or three thoughts in his head and he doesn't know which one to do, and he makes one wrong decision. So maybe it's like a cross shot. Like it seems like he's so fast and he's able to get to the final third, but to make the final ball or give the final ball or shoot the right shot, it's just not working. So I think he's panicking a lot when he gets in front, and it's because there's nobody running to make those supporting runs for him. Like if he has a chance here and he sees two players in different positions, he can make a pass to one of these players, but he's not seeing those many chances, so he has to just try something out of nowhere, pull something out of his hat, and sometimes it doesn't work. Most times it doesn't work. And if you notice, a lot of the times when it has supposedly worked, it's been an own goal because he's crossing and he just hits someone on as defending and he goes into the net. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what we doing when he gets in front? I think he needs to work on his decision making. But one positive I'll say was that Milos Kerkez was really sharp in this game, and yes, he had to be taken off. It looked like he just had a bit of an injury, but that goal was really brilliant, honestly. Like, I think some people may think it was a fluke, but honestly speaking, I think it was a brilliant goal. The pass was being made by Mamadashvili, and you saw Lewis Dunk get a header. And I think the moment Kerkez knew he was going to try and head it back to the keeper, he was like, wait, I probably have the pace to cause some trouble here, which is what he did. He ended up going to the ball and kicking it just over Verbruggen. So it was a brilliant goal. And honestly, that felt like the best part of Liverpool's game today. And it was not from good team play. It was just from one player being intense and sharp. So it works when players are being sharp and intense, when players are running with energy and, the zeal to get the ball first. Because that's what cost us today. Nobody wanted to get the ball first. We're second to everything. But in this situation, Kerkez was the fastest person and he was able to get the ball and score. I didn't see that from anyone else in this game. So honestly, I'm just thinking to myself, like, at this young age, full of intensity, fantastic for him, but where is the rest of the team's intensity? Where is the energy? Where's the zeal to move? Where is all of that? Where is our identity? What is Liverpool all about? I don't really see it. So honestly, like, as much as like I said, the intensity was not there. Like, I just want to draw and show you what the record has been so far, because like I said, Liverpool have lost 10 of their 31 games this season in the league. 10 games in 31 games this season. It's not even a blip. It's just been normal. This is mid-table form. And the problem is that everybody else is just not doing great. But the thing now is, if Brentford win tonight, then they'll just be 1 point behind Liverpool. So maybe it is just as well, having mid-table form. If Everton beat Chelsea, they're even closer to us as well. So we're closer to, I don't know, I think we're closer to 9th than we are to 4th. And it's just a pity. It's just really sad. It's just really, really sad. But like I said, really, really and truly, the only hope today was Rio when he came on. And I'm a bit surprised he didn't start this game. He didn't really play that much, or he didn't play at all. Did he play against Galatasaray? I'm not sure he did. And if he did, he got very minimal minutes. So why not start in this one? I know we're trying to manage his minutes. He's really young. He's 17. We don't want to put too much pressure on the young lad, but he's still our most creative player right now on the wings. So give him a chance. He came on and he made some chances, but how much do you want to do when the team is not really attacking and we're defending for the most of the time when he's on the field? So honestly, like, the energy to be angry is not there. I've just come to accept that this is where we are. I still think Slot needs to be sacked or he needs to leave the club. I just don't think he's figured it out in terms of solving the Premier League, because I don't think the Premier League is going to get any difference by next season. I think we're going to see more of the same. Maybe the only difference would be that some rules will change, like less time wasting. But in terms of the style of football, I don't see it changing. And he can't seem to figure it out. So that's it for this one. Maybe a bit less energy because I'm just fed up. I don't know what to say again. I'm just tired. Like, I don't have the energy to be angry anymore. But that's it for this one. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. 400 subscribers. But yeah, on the road to 500 as well. I really appreciate if you could be one of them. Make sure you like the video, share with a friend. And before you go, watch one of these videos. And I'll see you guys there. Cheers.